Hello, so today we're going to be working into our hips. So we're going to start in butterfly. So bringing the soles of the feet together and then drawing the feet as close as you can towards you, opening the knees out to the sides, and then maybe placing the hands either around the outside edge of the feet, lengthening through the spine, or you can take the hands to the calves. That's a little bit easier. And then just holding here, relaxing the shoulders, breathing in and out. You can close off the eyes, sending the breath to the hips. And if it feels okay, you can always start to fold forwards, hinging from the hips, keeping the hands around the feet, or maybe releasing the hands out in front. Take a couple more breaths. And then starting to lift all the way back up. Take the hands behind, just release the feet so they're flat on the mat, and then just windscreen wipe the legs from side to side. And then extend your legs out in front. You can always place a block underneath the hips. And then inhale, reaching the arms up to the sky. As you exhale, folding forwards, working into the hip flexors, breathing in and out, shoulders are relaxed. If it's too much with the legs straight, you can always place the feet flat about hip distance and then fold forwards, taking the hands under the knees, so you're still getting into the hip flexors. And then inhaling to come all the way up. Again, just take the hands behind the back, place the feet flat on the mat, and then drop the knees from side to side. Coming back to center and then crossing at the ankles if you can, rolling over, coming up to hands and knees. So we'll just take a couple of cat-cow stretches. So keeping the hands down on the mat, fingers are spread, knees are hip distance, dropping the belly down towards the mat, lifting the chest, lifting the tailbone, and then exhaling, pressing the mat away, rounding out the back. Inhaling, coming forwards, exhaling to round. Coming back to a neutral position and then bring the knees together. Hands are still shoulder distance. Bring the right knee into the chest. Take it out to the right side, back behind you, and then back into the chest. So making a bit of a circle with the knee, working into the right hip. And then taking it back in the other direction. Keeping the knee bent. Trying to take it as high as you can. And then release that right knee back down to join the left. So switching to the left knee. Bring the left knee into the chest, take the left knee out to the side, take it back behind you, and then back into the chest. So again, just working into that left hip this time, taking a few in one direction, and then take it back in the other direction. Finish with the knees together, and then tuck the toes under, send the hips high, separate the feet so they're hip distance, coming into a downward dog. Just pedaling out the feet, pressing one heel down and then the other, and then come back to still downward dog. Keep the left foot down on the mat, sweep the right leg up to the sky, and then bend at the knee and open the right knee out to the side. Shoulders are facing forwards. And then bring the right knee back to center and step the right foot up towards the right thumb. Lower the back knee down to the mat. You can keep the toes tucked or untuck the toes and place the hands onto the right knee. So coming into a bit of a lunge. Shoulders are relaxed. If you've got a block, you can always place the block underneath the left hand. And then staying here, or option to place the left hand down, walk the right foot out to the edge of the right side of the mat, and then come onto the outside edge of the right foot and opening that right hip. So right hand onto the right knee. Pressing that right knee away, maybe sinking the hips a little deeper. Turning the chest. Taking a few more breaths here. And then lower that right foot back down. Place the right hand down. Tuck the back toes under. Lift the back knee and step the right foot to the back of the mat, coming back to your downward dog. So give the feet another little pedal. And then this time, keeping the right foot down, sweep the left leg up to the sky, bend at the knee, and then open that left hip. Shoulders face forwards. And then bring the left knee back to center, stepping it forwards, coming into low lunge. So releasing the right knee down, toes can stay tucked or untucked, and then take both hands onto the front knee. Shoulders are relaxed. Sinking the hips towards the mat, but not going to your sort of 100% straight away. Maybe about 50-60%. And then you've got room to sink a little deeper. And then you can stay here, or you can release the right hand down to the mat. Start to walk the left foot out to the left side, allowing that left knee to flop out to the side, left hand to the inside of the left knee, and then just opening that knee, turning the chest. And then lower that left foot back down. Place the left hand down, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee and step the front foot to the back, coming back to your downward dog. Give the feet a bit of a pedal. And then take the feet so the toes are to the edges of the mat, heels just turning in a little bit, and then start to walk the hands towards the feet, bending the knees, sinking the hips low, coming into a yogi squat, Malasana. So bringing the elbows to the insides of the legs, using the hands to open out the knees, lengthen through the spine. And an option to release the right hand down to the mat. Take the left arm up to the sky And then come back to center. This time left hand comes down, right arm reaches up to the sky. And then bring the hands back to center. Release the hands down to the mat. Send the hips up towards the sky. Turn the feet so they're parallel. And then just take opposite elbows. Take a little sway from side to side. So head and neck are relaxed. And then place the hands down in front. Walk the hands out in front. Coming back to downward dog. And then lower the knees down to the mat. Bring the big toes together. Take the knees fairly wide and then sink the hips back towards the heels, coming into a wide child's pose, reaching the arms out in front. Just letting the belly drop down between the legs. Hips are sinking towards the heels. And then walking the hands back in towards the knees, either crossing the ankles, rolling over the ankles and extending the feet out in front, or drop the hips to one side and then extend the legs out in front. So draw the right knee in towards the chest, pick up the foot and then place that foot into the left hand. You can take the right hand onto the right knee and just move the knee forwards and backwards. So just oiling that right hip. If you can always place the foot into the crook of the elbow and the knee into the other elbow, and then bring the leg a bit higher. Again, just moving the hip forwards and backwards. And then placing that right foot to the inside of the left leg, so the knee drops out to the side. Reach the arms up to the sky as you inhale. As you exhale, folding forwards over that left leg. And again, if that's too tight through the left hamstring, left calf, you can always bend the knee, take the hands underneath, and then release the head. And then starting to lift all the way back up. Straighten the leg if you had it bent, and then take the right hand behind. Reach the left arm up to the sky and lift the hips. Squeeze the glutes, reaching back. So finding a bit of a stretch through the hip flexors. And then come all the way back down to seated. So keeping the right leg where it is, maybe taking it a little bit further in front so it's parallel with the top of the mat. And then you might be able to bring the left leg on top. So left foot onto the right knee, left knee over the right foot. It's quite a deep stretch, so if that feels too much, you can just cross the left leg in front. Place it down on the mat. So wherever you are, and if even that feels too much, just come to an easy cross-leg position. So taking the hands either side of the hips, breathing in and out. And then keeping the right leg where it is, swing the left leg around all the way to the back to come into pigeon pose. So the top of your back foot should be down towards the mat. Hands either side of the hips, lengthening through the spine. Trying to square off the hips. If you need to, you can always place blocks under the right hip, or you can always bend the back knee. Take a couple more breaths here. And then place the hands down to the mat. Tuck the back toes under. Lift the right knee and take it into a three-legged dog. Release the right knee down to the mat. Lower the knees down and then come back to an easy child's pose. Lifting up from child's, either dropping over to one side and swinging the legs round, or again crossing at the ankles, rolling over the feet and extending the legs out in front. So we'll switch to the other side. This time the left knee comes into the chest, taking the left foot into the right hand, left hand onto the left knee, moving the knee forwards and backwards, or you might be able to take it to the elbows, cradle it like a baby. Keep flexing the left foot. And then placing that left foot to the inside of the right leg, just letting the knee drop out to the side, flexing the right foot, reaching the arms up to the sky. Exhale, folding forwards. Again, if that's too much with the legs straight, you can bend that knee, take the hands underneath and release the head. Inhale, lifting all the way back up, straightening the leg if you had it bent. Take the left hand behind, reach the right arm up to the sky. Lift the hips, send the hips forward, squeezing the glutes. Right foot lowers down to the mat. And then release all the way back down. So keeping the the left leg parallel with the top of the mat, foot flexed. Let the right foot come on top. Again, that's quite intense into the outside of the hips, so you can always place that foot out in front. And again, release the hands either side of the hips, relaxing the shoulders, just sending the breath to the hips, breathing in and out. And then starting to swing that right leg back behind you, coming into pigeon, either with the legs straight or the back leg bent. The front knee might come more to a sort of 45-degree angle. Hands either side, and again you might want to put a block to support under the left hip. Breathing in and out. And then take the hands down to the mat, tuck the back toes under, draw the left knee into the chest, and then extend it all the way up to the sky into three-legged dog. Release the left foot down to the mat. Give the feet a little bit of a pedal. And then release the knees down to the mat. Take the knees wide again into a wide child, bringing the big toes to touch, and take the hips all the way back to the heels, reaching the arms out in front. And then walking the hands back in towards the knees, bringing the knees together, drop the hips over to one side and swing the legs round in front. So draw the knees up the hips up towards the ankles, and then lie yourself all the way back down onto the mat. Soles of the feet come together as the knees drop out to the sides into Baddha Konasana. So tucking the shoulder blades under, palms facing up towards the sky. Breathing in and out. So you can either stay here, or for a bit more relaxation, you can release the feet to the corners of the mat whenever you're ready, coming into Shavasana, relaxing the whole body. So I'll just leave you in your Shavasana, closing off the eyes, breathing in and out through the nose. Thank you for joining me.